Once again, we are broadcasting from KUCB Radio, where our motto is "Truth is the wealth of freedom," and we communicate to educate and organize. The last segment we did was on Injustice Part 2. This segment will be a little bit different, and this is kind of a message to the parents, more or less grandparents, and people who, just in general, who are taking care of kids, watching kids, however the situation may be or go. But one of the things I think that we ought to always be aware of and try to be aware of is that people who care and take care of kids, if they're parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, whoever they may be, family members, kids have a tendency to watch everything that we do, everything that we say, how we act, how we interact with each other, mother, father, sister, brother, aunt, cousin, relative, niece, nephew, grandparents, things like that. So what's important is that we ought to be conscious and aware of our actions all the time when we have young people and young kids around. That's really important. We wonder why young people and young kids do so many things or act a certain way, if it be in school, if it be in, out away from home with friends or whatever. Well, a lot of times that comes from home. Everything starts at home. The training starts at home. On training your child how to act, how to conduct themselves. And that's really important, because oftentimes a child may act a certain way at home, and if they don't have good home training, or if they haven't been trained well, decent, or good at home, when they get out in public, guess what? You'll get a real big surprise. And you've seen situations where young kids get out in public and just go, they be out of control. And at that point, the parent or whoever the guardian may be is embarrassed and wants to, hit the child or grab the child or use some bad words or bad language or talk down to them or talk bad to them. Well, what we have to start doing is making sure that we be aware of how we conduct ourselves at home. And if we're in our house, family members, whoever it may be, we have to be aware of that. Because otherwise, we can't expect kids, babies, young people to act one way and then they see us doing something else. I mean, we become a joke, because we're telling the kids, well, don't smoke, and then we constantly smoking. We're telling them, don't drink, and we constantly drinking. You see where I've heard crazy stories, insane stories. People sitting down with their kids, drinking, getting high with them, doing all kind of crazy stuff. And then they expect the kids to have respect for them, or expect them to know how to act when they go out in public. And that's not the case. So we have to act like parents, not like we are the friend of the child or the friend of the kids. We have to act like parents. We have to be responsible like parents. And a lot of times young people look at us as adults. When they see us doing something, they may assume or think it's okay because we're adults and we're doing what's right. And sometimes that may not be the case. So we have to make sure that we're aware of our actions when young people are around. I mean, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years of age. We always should be where we talk, how we interact, the kind of language you use, conducting ourselves with interaction with each other and family members, not listening to those crazy, insane music, not playing no crazy, insane videos. See, just all day and all night and just all the time. Young people see us doing that, guess what? They're going to do the same thing. So we have to mean what we say and say what we mean. We can't say one thing and do something else because we become a joke. And I just think it's important that as parents, I pray that whoever will get a chance to view this or watch this, take this to heart. As a parent, young parent, whatever age you may be, a grandparent, whatever age you may be, an aunt or uncle, whatever age you may be, you have to be aware of your actions around young people and how we conduct ourselves, the etiquettes of our action, the etiquettes of our behavior, our conduct, our morals. All this is important. So we can't, as I said, we can't say one thing to a young person, don't do this, don't do that, and then we constantly doing it ourselves. It's just like you going to the doctor, and the doctor is constantly telling you not to smoke, and he's smoking himself and blowing smoke in your face. Well, you begin to look at the doctor and say, well, maybe I better change doctors, or maybe something wrong with this doctor because he's trying to counsel me or talk to me about smoking, but he's constantly smoking himself. So it becomes essential and more important as a parent and as a grandparent of the same thing. So we have to mean what we say and say what we mean. Once again, I just wanted to bring you a little segment on the importance of our actions and our behavior and our conduct as it relates to young people. Once again, you've been listening to KUCB Radio from the desk of KUCB Radio. Until we broadcast another segment, peace.